Everything's spelt right, the color scheme, beautiful job. Today I'm going to show you how to transform your logo from this into this into this, and this into this. If you want to take your existing logo, a logo for a client, or just any logo period, and completely transform it and upgrade the creativity level, then you're definitely going to want to see these tips I'm about to show you in Leonardo AI. And on top of that, I'm going to provide all of my favorite creative custom logo prompts. All you have to do is just hit that subscribe button and click the link in the description that says Logo Prompts Database. Now to start, let's go ahead and go over to Leonardo AI. And by the way, if you're not taking advantage of collections, I highly recommend you start, especially to maintain organization. So in this collections folder, this is where I'm storing all of my favorite logos and prompts for logos. And as I scroll down, you could see many of these logos I was able to make utilizing this same exact method I'm about to share with you right now. And by the way, I was able to create these custom logos using the power of Leonardo AI's image reference tools. Today, we're specifically going to be using two of them at the same time. We'll be using a combination of style reference and content reference. However, we're also going to use image to image and style reference. This won't always work out if not followed correctly. And so for today, let's stick with no other than our first logo being Leonardo AI's. The first thing we're going to do is come up here at the very top left-hand side where you type in your prompt. Again, let's select this button on the left-hand side of this photo with that plus button. Now, the first option is we're going to use content reference. So for content reference, what this is going to do is you're allowing Leonardo AI, you're giving it directions on what image you want to use to basically duplicate and look the same. So in this case, since I'm utilizing this Leonardo AI logo, you can see I also have one for Canva, ChatGPT, Midjourney, etc. My content reference image will be Leonardo AI. Let's hit confirm. Okay, there it is up here as content reference. You always want to make sure this is going to be high because you want Leonardo to know that, hey, this is the most prioritized image to use as a reference because we're looking for this same logo. However, we're going to completely transform the style, and that's where this next step comes in. Now, the second option, let's hit this plus button again. Now we're going to select style reference. Once style reference is opened, the next thing we're going to do is what sort of a style are we looking for? So you could see some of these images right here utilizing the same logo, but now a completely different style. For example, this Midjourney one right here was completely done by this original logo right here. I got this Midjourney one. The same thing. My original Leonardo, same thing for this Leonardo, and then again, you could see two ChatGPT versions right here as well. So for this first one, let's do this. Now, keep in mind, you can use more than one style reference. In fact, we'll do that later. You can really take things to the next level when you use a good combination, but for now, let's keep things simple and then just use one. Okay, so in this case, let's just start with this one right here. I like this gradient sky. Let's select confirm. Now it takes you back over here. The strength is currently at mid. Let's also move this to high. Now, I recommend two options, high and ultra. These are the only two I really recommend. That usually does work for me. Now, a prompt won't matter as much since we're depending fully on the images itself, but it never hurts to add a few more key details. And I'll just say gradient with the colors I choose. Gradient, blue, purple, pink. Okay, simple as that. It's really not even necessary. I could get away with just using logo gradient, but nonetheless, let's go ahead and now select generate. However, there is one important piece of information that is very important to keep in mind. When you're generating these logos, it's going to be very important to use the same aspect ratio. What I mean by this is right now over here on the left-hand side, you can see that my current dimensions is 16:9. You know what? This is not going to work though. The reason being is if your aspect ratio is different, when I've done this before, when I used a wider dimension, it actually cut off the head of the top of my Leonardo AI logo. Since this logo was more of a 1:1, let's make sure that's going to be our image dimension. It's selected, and now we're ready to generate. Let's go and do this one. Now, while this is thinking, let's do this again and do it with a completely different style. Okay, style reference. Now, let's do this one of this ghost right here. Okay, and that way I can give you a good comparison. Okay, now I'm just going to remove the colors I selected and now hit generate on this one. Now, since we're going to be using two image references, the first one will be content reference for any logo of our choice. Then the next thing is using either style reference or image to image. Priority will be style reference. That's been working out best for me. However, it's important to know what sort of a style that you're looking for, especially if you really want to get that unique and custom style of logo. And so for that, we're going to head over here to my ultimate Leonardo AI prompts database.
Check the links in the description for the most amazing prompts databases.
I've been tagging my most favorite VIP style of images. That way it's going to be easy to find. Right now there are thousands. I'm going to use this image right here as a style reference image to create a unique Leonardo logo. Here is the actual image I'll use. If I like it, I could select download and then upload this into Leonardo. Here's the full prompt, and then here is the fine-tuned model and then the preset used in order to get this style of an image. Okay, and now look at this. This is perfect. Here is this first one we made. This is beautiful. Remember, here's the Leonardo AI logo. That is exceptional, perfectly well, high clarity. I love the way everything looks. And then again, our second one, same thing, Leonardo AI logo. I use this as a content reference and the style reference, and then look at the amazing styles I got right here. Now remember, this one was toggled as a high strength for my style reference. This one was ultra. So that is why that could be a big difference. This one did a little bit of a better job. It put more of a priority on the content. However, on this orange row, you could see in the top left, I still have content on high. That is what I definitely recommend. However, my style this time was ultra, okay? Ultra means it's gonna be higher than my content one, so it's putting more of a priority on this. If I go back and make this high, okay, let's change it to high, it's gonna actually do a little bit of a better job because it's putting priority on both content and style, and it's not gonna look too orange or have too much of a pop of orange. It's gonna mimic more or less this style right here. Now this time we'll do the same thing, but now we're gonna use image to image. And you do wanna make sure you pay attention to these settings because these will definitely matter. And now what we're gonna select is view more. And now we're gonna go image to image. Hit confirm. Now let's select our image. Let's go ahead and then take this ChatGPT logo right here and then do select image to image. I'm gonna open this up for my strength. Let's go ahead and leave it on 0.30. And now let's go ahead and add our second one. Now for our second one, we're going to use the style reference to get our certain style of that ChatGPT logo. Okay, so I have all of my generations here. I could select the generations or any of my uploads. However, for this, let's go with a very unique one. And right now I am in my unique keywords. And just like that, here is an image that I think is going to look fascinating. Okay, I think let's get a style like this. If I like these images, let's now go ahead and then select download. It's downloaded. Now we'll head back to Leonardo. All right, here we are in Leonardo. Now I need to go ahead and upload it. It's never been simpler. I'm going to click and drag it right here into this window. So from my downloads folder, here it is. Let's go ahead and now drop it in here. And just like that, it's in here. Now for style reference, what we're going to do here is I'm going to move this one up to ultra. Now, simple. Let's now go ahead and just remove the word gradient and then just leave the word logo just like this. Now let's hit generate. But before we do that, let's come to the left-hand side and change up our preset style to dynamic. Now before, this was on 3D render. Let's see what dynamic can make for us. Okay, while this is thinking, we're gonna do this one more time. However, this time, I'm gonna remove this image and add something completely different. Style reference. And now I'm gonna select this image right here of this woman because I think this is a very unique style. Now select confirm here. Okay, this populates. I'm gonna move this one to high. And now let's go ahead and generate this one as well. Okay, now here we are and we're done. Now I did a few of these because I really wanna give you a good example of why the toggle strength is going to be so important. Okay, so here is the first image I got right here. Now again, these look amazing. The original logo, here's the original one. Okay, and as a comparison, here is what I got. Now I think this one did a phenomenal job. If I look at the two, it did a great job with a combination of both. I got the exact logo, ChatGPT, everything is accurate and correct. If I go to view generation info, you could see right here, style reference, ultra, image to image 0.30. Pretty good job. However, watch what happens when I completely change things up. Now, let's scroll back up to the second row. Now, these also look good, more clearer. It looks more like the original ChatGPT logo. However, since I adjusted the toggle strength, I'm getting a few of those cool looking 3D raindrops. It does look very cool. Now, if I go to generation info here, look at the difference. Again, style reference this time is high instead of ultra. The first one was ultra. Now image to image is still 0.30. So since I moved my style reference from ultra to high, it's going to move closer to my original image to image, but still have a little bit of a distinct, unique look. Now, here is a great example I wanted to show you. Now, all these logos look just about identical. Not much has changed, if anything. If I go to view generation info, here is the reason why. Style reference is high. However, image to image is now adjusted to 0.59. So that means I'm giving the original logo, which I used as an image to image, okay? I'm making that more of a priority. Since the strength is so high on that specific image, the changes aren't going to be that dramatic. It's going to maintain more of a look from the original ChatGPT logo. But watch this. Moving forward, now look at this right here. Now these are where things really start to get amazing. These logos are definitely creative looking, completely different, and definitely stand out from the original. If I go to view generation info here, here's one thing to keep in mind. Now, this time I used content reference and style reference instead of image to image and style reference. That's because I think this combination is the best one. Content reference, style reference, both on high. That's really going to be where you get your really unique and creative look. Okay, so let's X out of here, and then I'll show you this last one right here again. These look pretty cool. I like them. Definitely different. I'm giving it a lot more flexibility, but if I go to generation info here, you could see I'm back to using image to image and style reference. However, this is the most important part to keep in mind. If you're going to use style reference and image to image, make sure that your image to image strength is a little bit lower. 0.18 is what I chose on this one. As a result, remember this one right here, okay? This image to image strength was a 0.59, much higher. But then when I used it at that 0.18 lower, the creativity rises up a little bit. And then again, right here on this row right here, okay, it is a little bit more creative. It's still closer to the original, but generation info, my image to image is a 0.30, the default. So if you use image to image, and you want it to be more unique, definitely make that strength a lot lower. That is where you're going to be able to get these really creative ones right here. But if I had to choose two styles, I will definitely go with using content reference in addition to style reference. That's going to be the best option. So since this next logo is going to be much more wider, we need to make sure it's going to fit the entire length. However, what I recommend, if it is longer, I like to select more and specifically select now down here at the bottom, either cinema or in wide. So content reference is high. Now it's time to add our style reference. Now let's go for a certain look. I'm going to add multiple ones. And what I'll do is I'll select this ghost right here, hit confirm. Okay. Style. I'm going to make everything high. Let's add one more. Style reference again. I am now going to add this woman right here. That's a cool looking background. And again, let's make sure that's high. Okay, let's first generate it with 3 total. However, we're going to do this yet again, but we're also going to add now one more just to get a really different, unique look. And I'm going to change the galaxy now to ultra. Okay, we have 4 total. My prompt is simple. It's just logo. Okay, perfect. Look how good of a job that these did. Specifically, this last one actually got everything right, but look how amazing these all look. Again, don't pay attention to the .com, really not necessary. This metrics mule part is the most important one. And right here, now this one was 100% perfect. In fact, also my favorite one. Everything spelled right, the words, the color scheme, beautiful job. And so that was using all 4 image reference options all up here. Again, content reference, and 3 different style reference images. So there you have it. There is a unique way utilizing the power of image reference tools in Leonardo to completely customize any logo and then make them a lot more unique. So thank you so much for watching this video, and please don't forget to hit that subscribe button because you'll be the first to know when all these videos come out. But until then, we'll see you next time.